in praise and joy.
Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I, from social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. People's Voice, Mondays through Thursdays, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count.
My name is Esther. They call me the Oga Patapata of them are the general overseer of them all. Every man, every woman has got a voice where integrity is the volume. So this is Voice of the People's TV. Voice of the People's TV. So this is the people's voice. And the people's voice is the voice of God. That's the voice populi in Latin. The people's voice is the voice of God. So keep watching Voice of the People. In fact, my name is Voice of the People. Keep watching MC Ado Pikin. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Kegan. I am Nigeria's biggest tech content creator, and I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Voice of the People TV. Keep watching, enjoy, and you're welcome.
My name is MC Alamano. They say they call me Enjoyment Landlord. It's VOP TV. Keep watching VOP TV. Don't touch it down. Even if you want to touch it down, increase the volume. If you don't increase the volume, why told me?
My name is Collins Agawabe, popularly known as No Mind but last, more than No Mind more. Not be all so the cook right at the fry plantain. We keep on watching VOP TV. The voice of the people, the voice of Edo. If you want to get the authentic news for Edo, the way it be, that's why they show and all they cut anything come on. A VOP TV.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264, VOP TV.
VOP TV. Now you have more.
I think a lot of people are asking question, how do we go from here? What's the fate of the Super Eagles to making in the World Cup? That's what they are asking, that's what they're waiting, that's what they're clamoring for, that's what they're anticipating. But I tell you, the hopes of those banking on the Super Eagles qualifying for the 2026 World Cup via being one of the best 4 runners-up from the African qualifiers is dimming by the day. Very soon we'll bring you, very soon, just hold on, very soon we'll bring you the table, the Super Eagles Group C table. Right after that, we'll bring you the group table where Nigeria is just somewhere 8th on the position, where you can see those that were playing at the Intercontinental Playoff. Is there any way Nigeria can qualify for the World Cup? That's like, is that so bad? Because right now, you say your destiny lies in the hands of your enemies or maybe your opponents. But you can see on your screen, the Super Eagles are distant. No, the other one will be right. They are distant 8 on the table. This is the group C. We'll go with the other one so you can see the other table will be right. Now, this is it. You can see they are distant 8 on the table before conclusion of the last round of African qualifiers on Tuesday. The Super Eagles on Tuesday, you saw that result, played out a 1-1 draw with the Bafana of South Africa, where captain was Ekong, had that ongoing to 25th minute. That result and that of Benin Republic pounding Lesotho 4-0. Places Nigeria 3rd in the Group C, the log you saw not long ago. Group leader South Africa have 17 points, the other one, while the Cheetahs of Benin Republic are 2nd with 14 points. But according to the Federation of International Football Association, FIFA, 10 countries from Africa will participate in the expanded World Cup 2026. What you have on your screen is the Intercontinental Playoff. While 9 Confederation of African Football CAF Group winners will secure direct entry to the World Cup 2026. The 4 best runners-up will participate in an intercontinental playoff like you're having on your screen now for the possibility of securing the 10th spot at the tournament. Before the conclusion of the matches on Tuesday, the computation of the table, Nigeria were 8th rather, on that table of 4 best runners-up. You can see how it is. Looking at what you're having on your screen now, Gabon, Madagascar, DR Congo, Republic of Congo to say, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Namibia, Uganda, Nigeria, Tanzania. This says a lot that the Super Eagles just might be kissing the World Cup goodbye. Is that so bad, back to me, when your destiny doesn't lie on your hands anymore? Is that so bad when you now believe and you're waiting to see what happens on the other side? You cannot even control it again. It's left your palm. You're not the one to decide whether Nigeria can make it to the World Cup. Even if you beat Benin Republic, Lesotho, the last 2 games coming up, it still doesn't determine, it still doesn't give you that edge to say that Nigeria will qualify for the World Cup. You know why? Because on the table now, the way it's looking, you will say many Nigerians had hoped that the Super Eagles will be able to click the Bafana South African side on that Tuesday game. But they could only force South Africa to a 1-1 draw at the Free State Stadium in Bloemfontein. The Group C leader started with a scorching pace, asking several questions from both wings of the Nigerian regard. Now, and their fortune was helped somewhat after only 8 minutes when winger Olaoluwa Aina, the right back, sustained an injury while driving down to the right to ask his own questions of the Bafana defense. He had to be replaced by Brighter Side Samuel. But also, I think the talk right now is about Cyril Deza. He had an unimpressed game in Uyo, and the coach still gave him that belief, don't get me wrong, to start that very game, so Aroko Dare could come from the bench. But right now, what we're having, the fans, Nigerian fans rather, are saying a lot about those guys. They are in the early 30s. They should be done playing. They should retire from the national team. But I like to say this. I'm not going to say that they did well, but I'm just trying to say that if we don't understand the game so well, we should ask questions. I'm sorry if I'm being nasty. The Super Eagles is a quality team. They have a quality team. They have valuable players. The Super Eagles have what it takes to hurt any team in the world. The Super Eagles just need that understanding, that, what's it called, the resolution. They need to have that high maintenance and capacity. They need to have that belief. There's a big disbelief in the players themselves. They don't even know how to go past teams. I was on the show yesterday, I recall. The South African man who I had in the comment section was saying a lot about the team. He said something that struck my mind. He said the team Nigerian side only play well when they see the South African side. But I think that word means Nigeria always play well when they see a bigger side. But you cannot struggle with Rwanda. I said it before now. You can't struggle with Rwanda and come and play a game against the South African side that are well organized. So if you're telling me the pitch is bad, this one is bad, Ekong's own goal, it happens. Even world-class defenders concede that. They do that error, own goal. Yeah, I don't want to start pointing blame now. Cyril Desert as well, like someone, Itoha on the show, we had the lady the other time. She said, if the Super Eagles would give the belief and the faith they had on Boniface, then why will Cyril Desert not be giving a national color back to the team? I would not be surprised to see the Nations Cup in Morocco 21 December start. They just have to maybe drop this Cyril Desert of a guy and saying he's not good enough. But now you can see that the Super Eagles fighting spirit was diminished for a period after the captain Ekong had that own goal. But Cyril Desert also not doing so well does not mean, because defender Calvin Bassey showed immense fighting spirit and raised lanes to get Nigeria back into the game with 2 minutes left on the period of the first time. But people are saying that goal was not a goal. The ball found Fisaya Bashiro, whose pull-out met Bassey comfortably to not pass Robin Williams for the leveler. But if you see that jump power, I think it's about the jump power. He gave his all. He lifted high, and he found himself in space. But being sincere, that was this handball. I saw it as well. Yeah. So there's no VR check on this CAF African World Cup advance this phase. And if there was a VR check, a whole lot of things would have not been happening. But regardless, the question is, can Nigeria make it out to the World Cup? The next game will be October. Lesotho at the same venue. Nigeria will play Lesotho at the same venue where we played South Africa, that Free State Stadium, and that's October 10. So if you're looking at this, it's worth asking questions to say, can Nigeria make it to the World Cup? It's a question to be asked at this point. But let me just show you something. I think let me say before we get into the next one, just hold on, stay with me. Before we talk about a Nigerian legend of the game, Eti Mason, he played the game to 11. I never watched him play, truth be told. But, you know, YouTube did justice to that. I saw his gameplay. He was amazing to watch. But before we talk about Eti Mason, let me quickly say this. On the show today, we'll talk about the U.S. Open, some of the talks ongoing. We'll talk about the boxing world. There's the news about the Formula One, Ferrari news, Hamilton, man believing. So a whole lot of other sporting news are out from the Super Eagles that will be coming your way. But before we get to that phase, let's bring you a post from the Three Lions gaffer. His name is Thomas Tuchel. He's taking over that side that says they are the Three Lions, the English national team. But can I tell you, if there's anything I love about national teams, it's about the coach that they have. I liken Nigeria to some of these nations that have qualities. I'll tell you, the French under the Deschamps have got quality. It's a big headache for any coach to manage the team and be like, this is my first team. You have to think well because the quality is amazing. Up front is crazy. The same way, you have Michael Olise, you have Dembele, you have Kylian Mbappe, Marcus Thuram is there, Kolomani. They've got quality, Bradley Bacola. You're looking at the midfield, Charmaine is there, Kone is there, of quality. Ryan Cheki is also there. They've got that quality. Kendozi is there. You're looking at the back line, Ibrahima Konate, Saliba, Upamecano, Jules Koundé, Dean. So they have quality. Now, it's about the manager that can tweak the team that gives you the result. Now, I take it to the Belgium side. There's still quality. You talk about the English side. Who would you start? Now, let me tell you, recently, we saw the game where the English side triumphed past the Seb side, the Seb International 5-0. It was not just about the result. It was about the coach, Thomas Tuchel, knowing what he wants for himself, putting in players to get opportunity. There was no Bukayo Saka. There was no the man who's got shoulder. What's his name? Jude Bellingham. There was no Jude Bellingham. There was no Cole Palmer. There was no, I think one of the, Jack Grealish. Big players were missed. But guess what happened? Some players took the game. They took it by storm. The likes of Noni Madueke, the likes of Rogers, you know, they showed the resilience, that the determination to show that we want to be part of the team. And now we saw news about Roy Keane connecting Morgan to the likes of Paul Gascoigne, legend of the game. What am I trying to say? It's about the coach. Without one player, it doesn't mean we cannot do it. Let's get on that post. So I'll read for you Thomas Tuchel what he said. So you see, Thomas Tuchel saying something about he don't care. Now this one says, I'm always brave, you know that. But we don't talk now about hypothetical names that can be made or that can be maybe left out. The competition is on. If you are in camp, please, this is the word from the manager of the England side. And this is what I think Nigeria, Eric Chell rather, should do. He said, let me go back again. He said, I'm always brave, you know that, but we don't talk about hypothetical names that can be maybe left out. The competition is on. If you're in camp, be on your best behavior. If you're in camp, be on your best shape. Be in your best form and you make the best of it. It's a privilege to be in camp and then fight for your place. He continued by saying, he said, we're not fast saying more, let's go more. If you come from the bench, be the best version from the bench. If you can help everyone to be better and to grow, and this is what we did. And to grow, this is what we did. They did excellent. Now they go back to their club. Next nomination, we need to see what's coming. That's about, what's the name? Thomas Tuchel, the head coach of the Three Lions, the national team of England. Now, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to bring out the fact that anybody can be called up to the national team. It's not owned by anybody. It's not just because Osimhen is good, Osimhen is this, anytime Osimhen have to come. No, it's not a must. You have to be with the form. Now, look at the kind of players. Eberechi is in the team. They will have Anderson back to the team. Noni Madueke stole the show. He took it by storm. Now, Levis Kelly. So, some of these players, even I saw Longstaff the other time. They got Margay, they got people on the post. So they have a quality team that can give them every result that they want. But it's the way the coach tweaks the team that is what should be talked about. Eric Chell, like I rightly said, I don't know when he's going to find his first team. I don't know because if there's any talk to be talked about Eric Chell, that's the word, to be talked about Eric Chell. People said Eric Chell would have not maybe tweaked that team. You would have not, maybe don't start Ekong. I'm not saying Ekong was a bad player in that game. Aside that on goal, but you had a very decent game against the Rwanda side. So I don't know if it was a fear of how to go past Bafana, that was the problem. I don't know. I don't know if it was about how can we win the game. I don't know. So what was that fear? Why was Eric Chell scared in that very game? You're playing against a side that also are scared of you. Whether you like it or not, believe it or take it, the South African side, they are also scared of Nigeria. But it's a different game now. They've now owned up. Sometimes in the comment section, you begin to see posts like, it's not about now, it's not about now, it's not about how it used to be before. Now South Africa has gotten the physicality to match Nigeria. On a very good day, if there was a word like that, if there's a word like that, Nigeria have all it takes to hurt the South African side, even in Bloemfontein. The place doesn't make any difference, but you saw the way they played. It felt like it was the South African side, they were even hungrier to get the result. 17 points, they have nothing to lose on that very game. They knew if they had won it, then it's just, they can't even be stopped now. 17 points, you can't be stopping them. So now the bad thing about the Nigerian football news is that our destiny doesn't lie on our hands anymore. We cannot control what happens next. It's now about the South African side. Now, the South African side, before now, I said it yesterday on the show. Oh, it keeps me to remember that what happened yesterday. Apologies. The show got off. Yes, we had this breach on the show yesterday, but I'm back on the radio. I'm back on the TV, so we can talk through. Now, let me say this. I think the Super Eagles players don't know what they are fighting for. I was in the studio on radio doing the live commentary of that very game, and I felt like I was even giving my all, like I was giving my best. I was so motivation to talk on the radio, to do that commentary for that 90 minutes, because I felt like I knew what this game was. But the people, when they played the match, I did watch the way that they play. Even South Africa, they rushed. Did you see them? No, they knew they had nothing to lose. They were calm on the game, no doubt, right? But apart from being calm on the game, at some point you could see Nkota, you could see Apolis. Nkota from the right side, Apolis on the left side. Now Olos in the midfield alongside Mokena. I don't know if Eric Chell had the fear in that game. Because, see, sometimes, right, I expect any coach, I expect some coaches to just, you have nothing to lose now. Just come out, give your all. Just take that risk. Sometimes life, not even about sometimes, life itself is a risk phase. So take that risk, come out and play. Why are you going for at the back so deep? You have to drop in, what's the name? Onyemechi did not start the game. You have to shift Calvin Bassey, who is very comfortable at the center back. I'm not saying he cannot play that role, but he was so wide. If you want to play 3 at the back, Calvin Bassey is comfortable with that. He can do that. If you want to play 2 at the back, it still works for him. But when you want to go 4, even at Fulham, he cannot even play that role with Marco Silva. In Fulham, he plays that central. That's role. So if you're ever going to see him tweak the other way, he's going to be 3 at the back. But I don't know if it was a fear for Eric Chell. Whether or not Lil Foster, that guy who play for Burnley, that's the South African player that they fear, I don't know. And then Eric Chell had to tweak that back line. You're playing Ola Aina. You're playing, what's the name? There's the Denta player, Benjamin Frederick, Ekong, Calvin Bassey, like a left full back. Forgetting that the goal where we scored after now Bruno Image that makes a kind of wrong. We go cross that way, Aroko that score. They call it scrappy goal, but I don't care how the goal comes. So I don't know if it was the fear. I don't even know whether they talk to him and say, Eric Chell, do it like. I don't know who spoke to him. Because I saw some glimmers of fear. And you know what the South Africans did? Because they know they have nothing to lose. They own up well. They stole the show. It was a good result for them. They knew everything was at stake for Nigerian side. So I expected that we should be the side that is hungry to get the result. Because they play like say we don't make and they pass, but they so relaxed. No urgency. Like this Super Eagles, they all tire me. Did they even deserve to be at the World Cup? My friend told me before, he said, Kizzy, I told you. Nigeria should forget about this one and go and prepare for 2030 World Cup or get ready for Morocco tournament in the December 21 time. Okay, I'm saying this. Let me read this to you. Let me read this because one thing about this show is this. I like to be very sincere. I'm going to the comment section now. Let me the first comment I have now. So you see that it's not just about Osimhen. How many key players was missed in that very game? Victor Osimhen is the key player that we missed in that day. Now we are finding it very difficult to even play from that right. Chikwueze, the coach said, let's not even get belief for Chikwueze. Now in the comment section, I'm saying this. His name is Gabriel Bohang. That's a South African, I presume. He's saying, imagine if we had. I know Zwane. I know him very well. Quality. He said, imagine if we had Zwane, Modal, Mokwana, Kekana. I know Kekana very well. I watched him play at the Nations Cup. And Morena and Vala. Oh, Vala was not part of that one. We would have won the game. If someone from South Africa in the comment section is saying words like this, I believe him. The key players are many. I call them, give me a hear him. He said, imagine we had Zwane, Modal, we have Mokwana, Kekana, Morena, and Vala. We would have won the game. I would have said this is not true, but I will believe him. Because I know the South African settle, I know the way they play. I know them very well. I know the way they play. It's not like they are so good to compare to the Super Eagles, but they have the team. They are so compacted. Their mentality is different from the Super Eagles. It's not about all stars now. Quality-wise, individual-wise, no way you can compare. But they know that this is Super Eagles side. Reina is a striker. He did not start that game. It was a Lil Foster and this Benjamin Frederick. They know themselves very well. Brentford Team B, that's how he plays. So Burnley guy, the Lil Foster guy up front, when you watch the way they played, that's the name. That's the guy that played from the right side, Mdoniyewa. That's the name. He was so strong that Moses Simon could not pass him. Nzengana, the man from the center, I think Nzengana and Mokwanzi, that's the name. The pair that they had of defense, they were a strong block to the Nigerian front line. Look, man, the struggle, not see ball play. Desert's not even see ball trap. Iwobi was just lost. He was not even playing like the Iwobi we know. Onyeka was not in the game. Fisara Bashir even tried his best. I even schemed that ball. You want to go to the World Cup. If I want to tell the truth, if I want to be factual, I don't think Nigeria is ready to make it to the World Cup. I don't think they want to be at the World Cup. Because right now, your destiny doesn't lie on your hands. It lies on your opponent's hand. And then go decide where I go. So you have to wait now to see that South Africa have to drop a point. Let's see that group again before we get to the next phase. Can I see the group C? So you can see for yourself, the point is bigger than what you think. The point is bigger than what you think. Now, the other one, this is it. Now, look at the group. You can see the group now. Group C, South Africa, Benin Republic, Nigeria, Rwanda, Lesotho, Zimbabwe. That's how it is. Look at this one, 17 points. South Africa don't run go. They are not even thinking about you. They are the better side, well-deserved side. If there's any side that should be at the World Cup, it should be the South African side. And I just would say they've done so well for themselves. Who is the Benin Republic side? Benin Republic is trying their best just to do what? To be at what phase? To be at Intercontinental Playoff. These Super Eagles players don't even deserve them. Now watch the league football, it's back again. You watch the Manchester Derby, it's coming up very soon. You watch the way the Super Eagles will play at their own club sides. They will give their all. When you are in your national team, where we expect you to own up, give your all, because this is a national call-up. This is a responsibility for you. You're playing not just for yourself, but for millions of Nigerians watching you and also for the badge. It's a responsibility. It's a national call. If they give their best, I'm not going to talk like this now. See, if they say they give their best, come play 1-1, I will say yes. If I were a South African man, I would do I would even do worse. Because I would just delay. They did it. And nobody can tell me that the game was not, okay, yes, some people say the game was not so fair. But somehow you want to say that, but not being fair, if we have gone it the other way, that would have been a handball. The goal would have been disallowed. But let's leave that phase and let's believe. Now let's talk about A.T. Mason. A.T. Mason, former Super Eagles star, has noted that there is nothing special about the current players in the national team. According to him, the players, including Ademola Lookman, who is the reigning African Footballer of the Year, are all average. Do you think the Super Eagles... Oh, I don't want to laugh. He's saying our players are average. He said this after watching his country play out. It's disappointing. 1-1 draw to South Africa in the 26th World Cup qualifying game. Match the 8 Group C encounter in Bloemfontein, Free State Toyota Stadium. And all the Super Eagles could settle was for 1-1 draw. Nigeria captain Ekong gave the own goal. I don't want to talk about the own goal again. Kamabasi gave the leveler. You know, but with the draw, Nigeria hopes of going to the North American side or to North America for the World Cup next year further disappeared as they are just on 11.6 points behind Bafana. A.T. Mason was disappointed with the result, lamenting the fact that the three-time African champions are on the verge of missing out on another World Cup appearance. This is the worst news. The former international told reports, we have average players in the Super Eagles. The team lacks creativity. We have players who cannot confidently take on a player and beat the player one-on-one. Nobody can make anything happen. If A.T. Mason is talking, I will listen too. And he said, it's a sad day for Nigerian football. Our game is diminishing by the day. He said, it's unimaginable that we will miss another World Cup. This is terrible. Nigeria still has a slim chance of making it to the showpiece by beating their next opponent, Lesotho and Benin Republic next month. But guess what? Not just about you beating them. It's not there your hand again. Now they go decide down. Let's respect the South African side and give them a result. Let's talk about South Africa. That's the team you have on your screen. Yeah. Well respected anyways. That one when you talk say will not the pass. It's true now. Go back in the time, the Super Eagles. The Super Eagles will trick anybody. The Super Eagles will do what? They will go past you. The likes of J.J. Okocha. Technical player like Sunday Olise. Okocha was a skipper, so that was a structure in the national team. It was a different ball game. It was not like the game we have now, like have 3-5-2, 3-6-1, this formation. No, the basic formation there used to be 4-4-2. I recall when 4-3 formation was coming right out of Barcelona then, the 4-3 formation, 3-4-3, all this formation. I know all of those things. But we used to have this, we used to have 4-4-2 formation. Then we have deep wingers. Finidi George, big time player. You watch him play, his crosses are great. Emmanuel Amunike from the left side. You're looking at the midfield, you're seeing Sunday Olise as this defensive role, holding role with J.J. Okocha, whose job is to scheme the game. If you catch you, go past you. You can't get the ball off the Super Eagles' feet. They have players like Siasia, who can run the space. Okay, let me even leave the old ones. Let me talk about like the recent, like the Olympic squad we had. You have Victor Ekpeba. These guys will run past you. Kanwan is sluggish, but you can't get the ball off his feet. At some point, we used to have Martins about Femi. This is the way the Super Eagles are known, without structure, without fear. No, see, Nigeria played Rwanda, they struggle. Benin Republic even beat us one time. Lesotho, we can't even beat Lesotho. What is even going on with Nigerian football? It's diminishing by the day. And this one gets me to say that if Nigeria doesn't make it to the World Cup, because I don't think it's just small, then just maybe, my opinion, because I'm in Nigeria and I have my own opinion, this is me talking now, not just say, see, sometimes we'll say, one person talk, we'll say, the station talk, single me out of the station. The station is Voice Audible Television. Abi, if I come out here, another person will come. So pick me out on this. If Nigeria happens or fails to make it to the World Cup, the Nigerian Football Federation should be held responsible. From their cleaner to the man where they top, they should be disbanded. I mean, what's the word? Is it sack? I don't know the word to use. They should get them off. The administrative, they should leave. When they do massive clearance, now they fear not to clear them now. Who won't put, who will come enter, who then be? Do you know how long it took Nigeria to get a coach? Do you know how long? That's why this Franco-Malian coach, Eric Chell, I know they can play. You might not like him. You might not like him, but I don't play with him. I don't joke with him because I like him. Sometimes I could see him. When I watch Eric Chell, when I watch the Super Eagles play, I can single out the coaches or the coach rather, his passion and the team's passion. I can see that this coach wants this result than the players. You can't even like say me when they talk, I believe the players rather than believe themselves. Nigeria, it's a funny country like this, funny nation, funny players, funny administration. Anyways, that's just what it is. They say if you talk, they go say you not talk. If you understand, so they might not like what I'm saying. That's the truth, but it's the fact. It should be said. It should not be untouched. It should be spoken. Let's say it the way it is. If it's white, it's white. If it's black, it's black. You got a coach on the job not long, and you're expecting magic. Now crusade then go. Now miracle crusade. It does not work like it doesn't work like that. That's just a word. I'll keep it inside. Now let's talk about South Africa. Hugo Broos, the coach, has hailed the team for matching the Super Eagles' physicality. I tell you now before, say South Africa, they know. South Africa head coach Ekong Bruce has praised his players for standing up for the challenge against the Super Eagles. Bafana Nigeria battled a 1-1 draw in the keenly contested 26th FIFA World Cup qualifying match day 8. And that was an encounter at the Toyota Stadium, Bloemfontein, on Tuesday night. South Africa went in front after Williams. Oh, we don't leave this one. But let's talk about Bruce. Hugo Bruce has heaped praise. He's heaped plaudits on his players after the game for matching the physicality of their opponent. In his words, he said, "It was a match like I expected. It was a match like I expected. A physical match, much harder from the opponent. It's only the second half when they tried to win the game with power football." So the Brazil Nigeria guys, yeah, but we did a very good game also, and that's coming from the Belgian coach who you're having on your screen. So whose report do you believe is the question? I don't know if Nigeria will make it to the World Cup. I'm not telling you now. But Eric Chell has something to say. Let's talk about Eric Chell. Eric Chell believes that Super Eagles will Hey, let's talk about Eric Chell now. Super Eagles head coach Eric Chell has said his side won't give up on their quest to secure a place at the 2026 World Cup. The Super Eagles will need to win their remaining 2 games. And every time now they need to win all in their games. Now not the tire to have a chance to qualify. Chell said they will keep fighting hard until the end, despite their precarious position in the group. He said, "My players are professionals, and I know they will start. They'll still want to win the remaining 2 games. A lot can happen over the next 1 month. But before that, we will have to analyze our performance, which will not be easy." The Super Eagles will be away to Lesotho when the qualifier resumes next month. Chel's side will round up their qualifying campaign with an home clash with the Squirrels of Benin Republic. Chel, however, chose not to dwell on the disappointment, instead commending the team's commitment in a difficult away fixture. Let me say this again, please. Let me say it to every Nigerian watching me, yes, because after this, I will go still watch them. When I know they blame Ekong, he don't do. Nigeria, one way they do it, I'm saying, I know they forgive. You get when they tell me say forgive and forget now, what then they talk. Nigerians don't forgive like that too. Especially for these sports, this is our football, they know they forgive. He too, they carry for head like antenna. You be like say your time for head like Gile. Yakubu we don't miss goal against South Korea, we don't chase since. They never see forgive her now. Now Ekong, you like say qualifier don't fit you. Ekong, I remember the Zimbabwe game I played 1-1. Ekong had some errors. They talked about it. I don't know if that's the reason why they had to put him on the bench. Ekong applauded the small boy for doing so well. I for one would have thought he's not a bad player. He was the best player in the Nations Cup where South Africa haven't played. 2023 Nations Cup that was played in 2024. AFCON in Ivory Coast. He was the best player. Don't get you wrong. But I'm only trying to say that the goal he cost can happen to anybody. So I just feel like he's so unlucky. That's the word. He's just so unlucky to find himself in space. Why is this that when Ekong starts, Ongo come It's crazy to say. So I tell you, why was it when he started the goal, now the own goal now happened? Why? When the coach decided to just give him a chance, I felt that Joe would have just left him. But I don't want to blame. Because this blaming does not help the player. It does not help his mentality as a skipper of the side. It doesn't even help the team. Because after all is said and done, more is said than done. Eric Chell said, "We tried the players, gave everything to try the win, and like I said, it's difficult to come here and hope for a win because the team is very good. Yes, I know. Their wingers are very fast." This is Eric Chell commending the South African team. He said their wingers are very fast. I told you about South Africa. Nkota, that boy, did you see Mbule? You know watch Mbule play? The number 17, did you watch him play? He owned up now. Mbule was attacking. So it was Mbule in the midfield, like high roll, like a number 8, sometimes like a number 10. And you saw Mokwena and Ulus, yes, in the midfield. He was so strong. They pursued the deserve go play script and not see him. They pursue Wobi. And they find Super Eagles midfielders and not see. So if our coach can come out to say the team is very good, their wingers are very fast, then it's okay. And he said, and the striker keeps the ball well. Who is the striker? Leo Foster. Did you see him? He might not score, but he played well. I thought Reina would have started the game, but Reina did not start. It was Leo Foster. The coach also admitted that a brief lapse cost Nigeria early. He said, during this game, just for 10 seconds, we were not in a good position. And they killed us. So after that, we came back in the game because we are ready for that. And the state of mind of the players was to come back and try to score a goal. But South Africa is a good team. Let me tell you, the mathematics now, you want to know, the mathematics are now brutally simple for Nigeria. They must win their remaining 2 fixtures against Lesotho and Benin Republic, whilst hoping South Africa falter in their final games. Do you see that your destiny does not lie on your hands anymore? They've lost it. Anything less will condemn the Eagles to wasting, to being out of the World Cup. It'd be like, say, Osimhen, they have to watch the World Cup. And that will be marking an unprecedented low in the country's football history. Because speaking after the devastating draw, head coach Eric remained defiant despite the precarious position the team now find themselves. Nigeria did not lose the World Cup ticket in Bloemfontein. They lost it when they drew at home to Lesotho. They lost it when they drew away to Zimbabwe at a neutral venue. Why? That was when it happened. They did not just lose the World Cup ticket in Bloemfontein. Toyota not be there. Because normally for that group, South Africa, they are okay. So if you play 1-1 home and away, it's not bad to say. But teams like Zimbabwe, Lesotho, small country, we say that women food the country inside South Africa. No disrespect, don't get me wrong. You know, I think they have about 600,000 men or so thereabout. I don't know if I start to be corrected, but I know the ladies are more in Lesotho than the male. I think I know of that very well. Now just country just inside South Africa. They're like brothers. If you see their forehead, their face, everything they resemble. Understand? But I'm not trying to know this anyways. So they lost it when they allowed last-minute goal at home against Zimbabwe to a tie 1-1. The campaign has been characterized by inconsistency, with the team failing to win any of their first 4 matches. How? Including home draws with Lesotho, South Africa, Zimbabwe. Before they... I beg. Bad to talk about. Bad to share. Nigeria need to recuperate themselves. If I say level when I go stand, I might talk, I say, me Nigeria, I'll go rest. Because what I'm saying, there's no hungry spirit. I mean, not hungry. They're not even hungry. That's the word. They see the South African side. Come last night. I felt so disappointed. Very, very disappointed about that very game. But regardless, let's go with the comment section before we go on a break. Let's get those comments on the screen possible so we can read them and see what we expect next. Now, this one says, imagine if we had Zwane, Modal, Mugwana, Kekana, Morena, Mvala, we would have won the game. Yes, I believe you. Gifto Bohang says, he's a South African. Yes, I presume. Our coach once said Nigeria would help us qualify for the World Cup. Oh, he said it. Really? I don't know. So this Belgian coach talked this thing. On my sea level. See matter. So Hugo Bruce already told you that he will qualify for the World Cup. And I think he will give you so much belief. You will trust him. He said, and I now believe him. All we need is for Nigeria to beat Benin. That would make our path much easier. Hey! South Africa and Abado. Okay, let's go. More comments. Let's go. They don't play the maths well. Kehinde Olufemi always saying, I'm relieved that we managed to draw the game. It's a wake-up call for us to acknowledge our shortcomings and recognize that we are not prepared to compete in the World Cup. I wish Benin defeats us. Really? Okay. Obviously, that is saying, I expect Guzol and his team to resign by now. Oh, he's talking about the NFF. And Lucanio Platje is saying, I thought I was watching. I didn't see this one though. He said, I thought I was watching a rugby match in Free State. Then I realized it's a football game. What do you mean? Who they fight each other? Who? Lucanio. Who's fighting who? Is it? They can't see Nigeria like fiscal team. We maybe say we'll get flair. Well, this one says, this is Osakwe. Osakwe says they tried. But if the right selection has been made, we would have won the match. Chrysanthus, Ekong, and Desert should not have been in the match in the first place. People are saying that. Why? Okay, Abe Sidaf says, Osakwe, okay, Chukwu, I see you. Abe Sidaf is saying, I expect Guzo and his backroom staff should have resigned by now. Okay, I just see that. Let's go. I think final comment because of our time. Kendo Lufemi is saying, our coach decision has been questionable. Constantly changing players' position and trying to be unpredictable in every match. It's not good though. He said it's clear that he has essentially sacked himself. The team needs a revamp. Now this sacking thing, I fear me. They go come out and I won't come. Let's just leave him more, please. When I leave Eric Chena, my friend, he's a Franco Mali and I know him. It's not because I know him more. Let's just leave him because if you pursue Eric Chena, who? It's not even his fault. That's the factual. It's not even his fault that the team is struggling this way. But let's quickly run away from that and get into another phase. Now, let's tell you about the US Open. Amanda Anisimova withdraws from upcoming WTA tournament after great run. Because if I keep talking about this Nigerian football team, I go verse come off for studio. So let's talk about tennis. Amanda Anisimova has revealed her plans post-US Open after an extraordinarily successful summer. Anisimova lost to Aryna Sabalenka in the US Open final after defeating the likes of Naomi Osaka and Iga Swiatek at the Flushing Meadows. The run to the final came shortly after the star reached her first Grand Slam final at Wimbledon, which ended with a heartbreaking double badge for the American. Anisimova is not the first two-time Grand Slam winner or Grand Slam final loser, and it surely won't be long before the American captures a major trophy after the US Open. The star has revealed her plans to skip the 2025 Korean Open, so we will not be seeing that lady. Now let's talk about Canada to host Israel, the Davis Cup tie without fans and security concerns. I don't like news like this because I feel like the game of sports, rather, or sports game, works with fans. The ovation, whenever you have the fans around you, it gives you that extra motivation. But Canada's Davis Cup tie with Israel will be played in Halifax without fans after security agencies warned of possible disruption. Matches will be broadcast online only. So not only for folks who go watch them. And I'll tell you again, with tennis, Canada citing safety as top priority. Canada's Davis Cup tennis tie against Israel this weekend will be played without spectators due to a safety concern stemming from the war in Gaza. In other words, Tennis Canada announced this. The organization said the matches in Halifax will go ahead in a broadcast-only format after consultations with local authorities and national security agencies. The International Tennis Federation approved the move, so don't expect so much in that very one. Now let's talk about love in the air. There's a news about love, love story. After rumors, let's talk about Carlos Alcaraz, the Spanish international. I used to call him a teen. After rumors arose that the Dancing with the Stars album was dating tennis player Yannick Sinner, which Brooks disproved. Her sister Grace Ann Nader confirmed that it's actually the other tennis phenom dominating the ATP circuit. Grace Ann explicitly told reports, the rumors are true. Dating is such a loose term, but I do know he's the man for the hour. Despite the vague parameters, Grace Ann confirmed Brooks 28 and Carlos 22 are seeing each other. So age is just a number, right? So the lady is older than the guy, but the man is a big star. He's a big star. He has changed the world of tennis for me. He's a Spanish international, so the age is just nothing like that. Nigerians, they do age very well. In fact, the six-time Grand Slam champion has already met Brooks. Other sisters, Mary Holland Nader 26, Sarah Jane Nader 23, though Grace Ann herself has not yet had the pleasure. Moving on, Ann said, I'm dying to, such a cutie. They look quite good together. Look at your screen, you can see them. While Brooks has yet to confirm her and Carlos' allegedly bungling romance, the news comes just over a week after she shut down speculations that she and Yannick, who is rumored to be dating model Laila Hansnovic, were seeing each other after they attended the US Open. Now, let's quickly jump away from that and talk about the Ferrari news. In the world of Formula One, Ferrari have reportedly identified their top target to replace Lewis Hamilton at the start of the season. All eyes were fixated on seven-time Formula One champion Lewis Hamilton after his high-profile move to Mercedes, or from Mercedes rather to Ferrari. However, the 40-year-old has so far struggled to perform at his best as he continues to adapt to his new surroundings. Currently, Hamilton is sixth in the standing with 117 points for the sixth behind teammate Charles Leclerc. Despite his top star, the British international is the only Ferrari driver to have won a race this season. Hamilton finished fourth in the sprint during the China's Grand Prix. As Hamilton's poor form continues, doubt over the Stephen-born star. His future is in the sport and is grown massively down. Recently, it has been reported that Ferrari could look to McLaren when choosing Hamilton's successor. He might be leaving. According to Mondo Deportivo journalist Fabio Marchi, the Scuderia are kept a close eye. They are keeping a close eye on McLaren star and championship leader. His name is Oscar Piastri. So the pressure is so much on Lewis Hamilton because having made the move from Mercedes to Ferrari, we would have expected to see him in the next phase. But I'm sorry, this man you have on your screen is really struggling. Let's talk about tennis. Let's talk about the world of boxing. Yes, the boxing world is a news about Terence Crawford. The 37-year-old enters for the second professional bout as challenger to Alvarez Canelo, the reigning undisputed middleweight champion, super middleweight champion, while many fighters admit to carrying egos into the fight. Crawford was quick to shut down claims that he has any shoulder injury. He not get shoulder injury, he's saying it too. He said, I think people coming up with their own antics. Terence Crawford got a shoulder injury. Terence Crawford is out of shape. Terence Crawford is slow. They're coming up with all kinds of stuff. Crawford from Omaha is already a top division undisputed champion, having cleaned out both the super lightweight and welterweight division. Now he steps up to face Mexico's biggest boxing star on Mexican Independence Day weekend in Las Vegas, where he was met with boos from the crowd. Asked by Boxing News what excites him most about showdown with Canelo Alvarez, Crawford was blunt and he said, shutting everybody up. And that's the news. Well, lastly, let's leave it with this one. Innovation is out there. Ekong 1938 ladies talking about the world of golf in Nigeria. In commemoration of her 50th anniversary, the Ekong Club Ladies Golf section will hold a Ladies Open Golf Tournament to mark their milestone from November 11 to 15. In a statement by the ladies captain, Mrs. Peggy Onwu, she said, the tournament is unique as it marks 50 years of commitment, skills development, and building connection with the ladies across Africa and beyond. In a word, she went as far as saying, this year's Ladies Open is the 50th and represents a significant milestone in the Nigerian golfing landscape. The event with its international flavor is what we are looking out for. So I don't think I can talk more. I'm just trying to be busy, but that's just what it is on the world of sports. What news is next for us to give you is about the Open Championship. Tennis legend Andy Murray targets career in golf. And this is where we have to call it a close on the Sports Republic show. Tomorrow will be a very different day. It will be a Friday. I can't wait to see a Friday. On God, this is possible. We have the media news coming up next. Please don't go anywhere. Stay with us. I am the only football player without a jersey. My name is Kizike. Bad news for Nigeria. We might not make it to the World Cup. The earlier you start believing that, maybe the earlier it gets good for your health. This is me signing out, and I must say, peace. Thank you so much, Lagos, Nigeria.
The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before. Health is a state of complete physical, mental,